Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this extended interview with Kelly, where she's going to talk to us about solo female travel. Hey Kelly.
Hi guys, thanks for sticking around and thinking that I'm pseudo interesting and I have something fascinating to say about solo travel.
So before we start, Kelly, can you tell us a little bit more about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. So, I live an offbeat life, basically because I got sick of my 9 to 5 job. I was like, forget this. I was like, I'm working for the man. Like, I'm not getting any of the benefits. Like, I worked from like 7:30 in the morning till 6 at night. I was like exhausted. So even if I wanted to travel, I was like too tired too. And I was like, I just want to curl up in my bed, hide away in my blanket fort, and I don't want to talk to anybody. And I kind of realized that like every time it was Sunday, I would cry a little. Like I would really like, okay, not really, but I was really upset that it was Sunday and then I had to go to work on Monday. And I just really didn't want to live my life like that anymore. Like I actually wanted to have joy, love, passion in my life. And so I was like, forget this. And I started becoming a travel blogger. I was like, peace out.
Now, was it really that easy to just leave your 9 to 5? How did you actually do that?
Oh God, it was not that easy. I mean, like, yeah, you like fantasize about it like every minute of every day. You're like, I just want to go out in flaming glory and be like, I don't want your job anymore. But you actually have to be like grown up. I had to put on my big girl pants and save my money and prepare and realize that like if I decide to do this, I'm going to take a significant income hit and my income is going to decrease. I'm not going to have the stability that I did. And it's really about saving, making sure that you have enough to pay your bills so that you're not stressed out, and making sure you have enough revenue to justify quitting your job. Making sure that you can actually make income before you even do this. Not just taking like this huge leap of faith and being like, I just started my travel blog, but I feel free. Like, I'm sure I'll make money. It's like, nah, you probably want to have a significant amount of income coming in before you ever decide to quit your job. So,
Yeah, or a lot of savings if you really want to do this. So let's talk about solo female travel because you do this quite often. You're leaving next week actually to go to Europe.
yeah.
How do you have the courage to do this?
It's so funny because I get that question a lot. And it was honestly, it had nothing to do with courage. If I'm perfectly honest, the first time I ever traveled by myself, I was basically sick of waiting for other people. Like, they would never commit. They would say they would go, then they wouldn't go. And I just found myself like waiting around for people that just never came around and they just didn't travel like I do or whatever. So I was like, well, I could die waiting for people and be old and bitter and like gnarled and curmudgeon-y. Or I could just say, F it, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do what I love to do. And so it wasn't really about courage. It was just I was sick and tired of waiting for other people. And I did it. And I'm not gonna lie, first time I flipping hated it. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm alone. Like it was one of those you'd like turn to someone and be like, isn't this an amazing moment? And it would be like an empty space. And you'd like see all these couples and they're like sucking each other's face. And you're like, oh wow, I feel really like amazing. Like, is there something wrong with me? Am I like that socially awkward? But then it was really good as I got older. I started to realize that solo travel was great. I felt more comfortable in myself. It taught me a lot about myself. I learned what I like, what I don't like, and I learned to enjoy the freedom of being able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want. And it was also great to meet other people. It forced me to get out of my comfort zone and be like, oh, hey, I don't want to be alone talking to myself for 6 weeks. I might as well meet some other people. And yeah, it turned out to be one of the best decisions I ever made. I really encourage anybody who's never done it to just do it because I'm a total spaz. So, like, if I can do it and I can live to tell the tale, like, seriously, anybody can do it.
What I found when I did travel solo was that I can actually hear my thoughts and my wants and myself really clearly without everyone else because we are so afraid to be alone that we never allow ourselves to unless we put ourselves in that position, and it gives you so much clarity in a lot of ways. So that's really what got me to keep doing solo travel. I do it at least once a year,
Right.
and it helps you so much, and it also empowers you as a woman
Mhm.
because everyone is telling you it's so dangerous or you shouldn't do it because you're a woman or you're going to be by yourself. There's so many dangerous things that could happen to you, and then you do it and you realize how strong you are, how resilient you are, how powerful you are, and you're going to be okay and you can take care of yourself.
Of course, you're way more capable than everyone claims that you are, you know? Like, you're not this, like, oh, woe is me, where is my helper? Like, it's like, no, I can figure out how to navigate a street. It's called Google Maps, and it's amazing. And I would be in the ocean right now if it wasn't, if it wasn't on my phone. But yeah, no, it's so, and also it's like, I love what you said because I really feel like especially as women, I feel like we're always thinking about pleasing other people and what other people want, and we're concerned if they're having a good time. And I think solo travel strips all that away, and you're just able to look at yourself and what you enjoy and really be totally selfish and have it be okay. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually more than okay. It's amazing. Like, it's enjoying your company, your own company, without any other distractions.
You get to really listen to your own intuition in that sense. And I've surprised myself so many times because I'm not a technical person and I had to actually learn stuff.
Yeah.
And I felt so proud of myself.
You're like, big pat on the back. I'm amazing. Or how about, like, because inevitably if you travel enough, like stuff is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like shit's gonna hit the fan. And just the concept of being able to navigate that by yourself and being able to effectively problem solve, like even when everything is going wrong and you just want to sob in the corner or scream at someone, like you can be like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's so empowering when you can get through almost anything and you're alone and you don't have to rely on anybody.
Yeah. There's certain things that's happened to me. Like I was telling you, I lost my camera. That was extremely expensive. I was with friends at the time, but it also makes you not make everything such a big deal anymore.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's so much bigger things in life, and you realize that when you're traveling and you're seeing all of these incredible things, you're seeing different cultures, meeting new people. There's such a bigger picture than what
Yeah.
you thought it was going to be that everything else seems to lessen.
It's funny because like I've had so many travel mishaps. Like, just to give you one example, I was in Barcelona airport and I suffer from anxiety, so I always arrive for my flight like 4 hours early, and it's totally unnecessary. But otherwise, I'd be freaking out. So I'm like standing there, like go through security. It's like late at night. The airport's empty, like waiting until like an hour before my flight. I go to walk to my flight. Yeah, I literally walked out of the airport about 20 minutes before my flight. Literally, I was like, oh, I'm going to the terminal. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm literally outside. What am I going to do? So fast forward in the next like 10 minutes, I'm like throwing my crap through security. I'm like running to the gate. I'm like, heaving, like almost coughing up a lung. And then I get there and it was fine. And I made it to my flight.
You just have to adapt to everything that comes to you. The same thing well, so not the same thing. I was actually in Madrid at the time and I was traveling solo and I had another flight to Menorca
Hmm.
and I was supposed to set my alarm because the flight was really early. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I was
Yeah.
supposed to set my alarm. I didn't realize that I forgot to hit the button.
Oh
I
no.
ended up waking up 8:30 in the morning
Oh my
and totally
god.
missed my flight. And I go to the airport. I'm like, oh my god, I just missed my flight. Do you have another flight there? And the airline didn't have any more.
Oh no.
Yes, and they were like, yeah, it's not until next Tuesday, which is like 4 days later. I'm like, oh my god.
You're like, I'm stuck here.
So then I had to research all the other flights, had to repay and rebook another
Yep.
flight. I'm like, there's no way I'm staying here. I'm going to that island. There's no way. So you find a way to do it.
The same thing happened to me when I was flying from Rome. No, I was flying from Naples to Milan, and I flew into the wrong airport. I was like, oh, like there are two. I didn't realize there were two airports in Milan. So I flew into the domestic one, and my flight out was from the international one, which was like a solid hour away.
Wow.
So I literally like land, and I'm like booking it like Forrest Gump, and I'm like, I go to the taxi. I was like, I will pay you as much money as I have to drive as fast as you can to the other airport because I had to get back to New York for work. And, long story short, he made it and all was good, but I was definitely sweating bullets. I was like, wow, travel fail.
So, Kelly, what would be the biggest tip that you can give to someone who's thinking about solo travel but is still hesitating to do this?
Oh, just do it. Like, just do it. I guarantee you it'll be 10,000 times better than you think. Like, just from my experience, like, everyone always imagines it like the worst case scenario, but they never think about, like, the best case scenario. And, like, 9 times out of 10, the things that you worry about, like, never happen. And the things that actually do happen, like, come out of nowhere and are, like, on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. And you're like, wait a minute, where did this come from? So, like, no amount of worrying is gonna change what's gonna happen. And I say just do it, and you'll have a much better time than you think you are.
That's really true. And you're also going to learn so much about yourself and what you're capable of, like it's done for us. And you're
Hmm.
going to be so much more braver, and you're going to feel so good about yourself once it's
It's
done.
true. It's true. I was like, oh wow, I'm amazing. Go me.
So, if our listeners want to know more about you, where can they find you?
They can find me on girlwiththepassport.com. I'm there pretty much all day, every day, since it's my full-time job. So you guys can come and say hi and distract me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly, for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Bye, guys.
Hey, Offbeat family, I really appreciate you listening to this episode. I would love to hear more from you and what you think of the podcast. Suggestions on guests, topics we can discuss, or maybe you just want to be friends. Why don't we chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life, or send me a message at hello@theoffbeatlife.com. I can't wait to hear from you.